Hi, my name is Zachary, articling student for the year 2022 to 2023 here at Edmonton at Field Law. Graduated from the University of Alberta Faculty of Law in 2022.
My name is Miriam Musba, and I'm an articling student for the 2022-2023 year at Field Law as well. And I graduated from the University of Alberta in 2022.
My name is Bryce Kneller, a student at law for the 2022-2023 year, and I graduated from the University of Alberta as well. My experience has been positive overall. Articling is stressful one way or another, but I feel like Field Law does a really good job of giving you all the resources you need to weather the storm, so to speak. You're going to have ups and downs in articling, and I find that it's really easy to manage everything working here. My favorite part is probably the people. It's really open door policy here. I find myself walking down the hallways whenever I have any question at all, just knocking on doors and asking people questions.
The best part for me has been that we've been encouraged to try all practice areas and branch out and gain a diverse experience.
It's a collaborative and open door environment. I've had the chance to experience all sorts of assignments from different practice areas. We're encouraged to get a holistic articling experience, which we do, but we also can express interest in certain areas. And the more we express interest, the firm is always open to feeding us more work. And as a result, not only are we able to get a holistic experience, but we have a much better base to decide what path we want to take after articling.
Something that I wish I knew was that you are always supported and you're not expected to figure things out on your own. So questions are encouraged. That's something that I wish I knew and something that I probably wasn't doing in the beginning. But once you realize that people here are there to support you, it makes your articling experience so much smoother.
I wish I knew that sometimes there is no answer to a question that you're asked. We come from a school environment where there's always going to be an answer to a question. So it's stressful when you get a research assignment from a partner and after spending many hours diving into everything, you come up with nothing. If I knew that coming in, it would have saved a lot of stress.
Something that I wish I knew was that it's best to keep an open mind to all practice areas and all types of work. Law school is something that is just pure theory, and like Bryce said, there's only a right and wrong answer. But when we get to the articling term, it's the actual practice of law, the business of law, and you don't know how that works in your specific practice areas until you actually experience it and do it. And I wish that in the beginning of the article, I had actually had that perspective so I could truly holistically assess and evaluate what my practice preferences might be.
Start early. Don't wait until 2 weeks before applications are due. Start a month or 2 months before. Start reaching out to articling students, maybe some junior associates.
I would say when reaching out to people, make sure it's a diverse slate of people. So reach out to the articling students, but also identify associates in different practice areas, whether it's the solicitor stream, the litigation stream, or if you're very interested or think you're interested in a particular practice area. Right after the interview finishes, you'll likely have a short window of time. Use that time to your advantage to jot down everything you can recall in point form. It's very useful to do that when drafting your thank you emails, but also just having content to follow up with about. I found for me that after 6 or 7 interviews in a row, all the firms tended to blend together and sounded the same. And when it comes time to narrowing down your preferences, having those notes to rely upon and to recall specifically and tell your interviewers what you recalled from that interview, it can only be useful to you.
And when a firm sticks out to you, just try and develop more connections with people at that firm so you can get to know more people.
It's cliche, but just be yourself during the interviews. If you put on a mask, you pretend you're someone else, then it might lead you down a path where you end up at a firm that you don't necessarily get along with everyone there. So I found it really helpful just going in there, being myself, and I had really genuine conversations with both of my interviewers, which actually led me to getting the job here at Field. Try your best to go attend as many hearings, as many court appearances, and just learn from those lawyers at your firm, because that's invaluable experience to get there.
I would say when you're beginning your articling term or your summer student term, lean on and collaborate with the other students alongside with you right away. That will only help to strengthen bonds in the future, but also it gives you this safe space to bounce ideas off of and share common experiences and identify areas of mutual concern that you as students can only think of when you brainstorm together instead of just thinking you're alone, which you never are.
When you start articling, be curious and try as many different practice areas as you can, because what you learn in law school is much different than how it is in practice. So I would encourage everybody to just be curious and try different practice areas.